My name is Shannon Benz, and I moved to Charlotte in late 2007. I found myself in one of our nation's fastest growing cities, but I knew the way we were growing could not be sustained. We were sprawling out across our surrounding farmlands and forests, and we were mostly building neighborhoods in which the only way to get around was by car. As a result, our air pollution had reached unsafe and illegal levels. We were rapidly losing our precious tree canopy. Our streets were mostly full of speeding cars instead of people, and the river that supplies our drinking water, the Catawba, had just been named one of the most endangered rivers in America due to the way in which we were growing. I knew there not only had to be a better way for Charlotte to grow, but that we owed this to our children. With this in mind, I started forming a new organization called Sustain Charlotte. What I felt we needed first was a sustainable vision for our future, and so in partnership with CPCC's Center for Sustainability, then Charlotte Mayor Anthony Fox, and then Mecklenburg County Commission Chair Jennifer Roberts, we invited nearly 100 local business, academic, nonprofit, and government leaders to help us create a new vision for our region. In November of that year, in front of a large crowd at the corner of Trade and Tryon, we launched this vision for a healthier, more vibrant region, and we've been working in many ways to inspire choices that will bring about this vision ever since. But achieving bold visions requires the work and dedication of many people, so we partner with others at every opportunity. In early 2011, we began a 3-year partnership with the Central Atlantic Council of Governments and over 100 other local organizations to develop a regional growth framework for the next 40 years, given that our region's population is expected to double by 2050. Our role was to help engage residents of all backgrounds in the project, especially those who will be impacted most by how we choose to grow, our youth. In fact, we traveled to all 14 counties in our region and met with students and other young people to find out their hopes and dreams and give them a voice in the future of their own communities. In addition to having clear plans and partnering with others, we believe another requirement for achieving bold visions is recognizing and celebrating the people and organizations who are helping move us forward. And so in April of 2012, before a crowd of more than 200, we held the first annual Sustain Charlotte Awards and honored a dozen people who are leading us towards a brighter future. That same month, I gave a presentation to Charlotte City Council's Environment Committee, in which I explained the importance of developing a sustainability plan for the city and how other cities had gone about creating their own plans. In 2012, we also received our first grant from Wells Fargo, which allowed us to launch our Sustainable Neighborhoods program. In partnership with the city's Neighborhood and Business Services Department and 11 neighborhood organizations, we held 22 educational workshops in 11 neighborhoods. During these workshops, we educated and empowered residents to make sustainable choices by creating unique sustainability plans for their neighborhoods tailored to their needs and interests. We worked in North, East, West, and South Charlotte neighborhoods, including Commonwealth Morningside, Enderley Park, Graham Heights, Greer Heights, Northwood Estates, Oaklawn Park, Park Crossing, Plaza Midwood, Queens Towers, Revolution Park, and Washington Heights. And in December, we gave residents an opportunity to voice their support for Charlotte Streetcar by creating an online petition that asked City Council to continue building this line without further delay. And within weeks, thousands had signed. 6 months later, we presented this petition to City Council on their behalf, and the Council voted to continue building this vital transit connection between East and West Charlotte. In April of 2013, we held the second Sustain Charlotte Awards to lift up the work of dozens of others more, and 225 people packed into the 7th Street Market to help us celebrate and honor them. Also that month, both Charlotte City Council's Environment Committee and the Mecklenburg County Commission voted to proceed with the development of a county-wide sustainability plan, exactly 1 year after we first urged them to do so. In July of 2013, we convened over 60 local business, academic, government, and nonprofit leaders and asked them whether they agreed that Sustain Charlotte should form a new alliance to advocate and work towards more sustainable transportation choices for the Charlotte region. They not only agreed, but felt strongly that this joint effort was overdue. And so in January of 2014, we launched a new initiative called the Transportation Choices Alliance. The Alliance now has its own website and has grown to over 30 member organizations working together to build a connected, safe, and sustainable transportation network for all. At the start of 2014, we also hired our second full-time staff member, Meg Fensel, as our first education and outreach director. With Meg's help, we were able to expand our Sustainable Neighborhoods program into 5 more neighborhoods and partnered with the Reed Park, Wilmore, Starmount, and Villa Heights neighborhood associations, as well as the Neighborhood Good Samaritan Center, to accomplish this. In April, we held the 3rd Sustain Charlotte Awards, and 275 people, including 7 local elected officials, helped us honor dozens of organizations who are helping move us towards sustainability. In August, after more than a year of research and writing, we published our first Charlotte-Mecklenburg Sustainability Report Card. Following the public launch event, we presented the report's findings and recommendations to the Charlotte City Council, the Pineville Town Council, the Mecklenburg County Commission, and dozens of other audiences. Over a 6-month period, in partnership with 3 other local nonprofits, we urged City Council not to weaken a critical ordinance that protects our local streams and residents from pollution. And our advocacy resulted in Council's decision to convene a task force to further study this policy. We were invited to serve on this task force and are currently playing a critical leadership role thanks to our 2015 Volunteer of the Year, Eric Spengler. In November of 2014, we launched a series of 6 original short videos to tell the story of 6 different public transit riders in and around Charlotte and show how transit improves the lives of people all over the metro area, and that investing in transit means investing in everyone's mobility. We also held a sustainable commute challenge that month, inspiring residents to walk, bike, or ride transit to work or school more often, or in some cases, for the first time. Noticing our tremendous impact in the community, Charlotte Magazine named Sustain Charlotte a Charlottean of the Year and featured us in an article called One of 6 Nonprofits Worth Your Dollar. With the wind at our back, we hit 2015 running fast, and this has been our most impactful year yet. In April, we hired our 3rd staff member, Brandon Caligar, to be our Communications and Development Director. And on Earth Day, at our largest awards event to date, we honored 100 area sustainability leaders and welcomed more than 320 guests, including the mayor and 8 other elected officials, for an evening of celebration and recognition. Also in April, we lifted up the voice of citizens again by petitioning City Council to require that all new development near the planned Blue Line extension stations be designed for people on foot and on bike, instead of allowing more sprawling, auto-oriented development that requires everyone to drive. In June, the impact of our Sustainable Neighborhoods program was featured in Creative Loafing under the heading Sustaining a Change. In July, over 100 youth at the Arbor Glen Outreach Center in West Charlotte learned the importance of transportation choices and land use during our Sustainable Transportation Fair. Jordan Moore joined our small but growing team in August as our first bicycle program director, thanks to a grant from the Knight Foundation. To launch our new bicycle program, in October we held our first annual Biketober Fest, and 325 people spent their afternoon biking and walking to 21 places around South End and Center City. Our goal was to raise awareness of how easy it is to bike and walk in these parts of our city, thanks to the compact redevelopment that our investment in the light rail has attracted. We partnered with Ortho Carolina and the Savage Way in November to pilot a new initiative called Walk Your Neighborhood. By installing signs that let pedestrians know how many minutes it takes to walk to popular destinations in their neighborhood, we are encouraging residents to walk to these places rather than drive. And currently, in response to the tragic death of 73-year-old Al Gorman as he rode his bike on the sidewalk along Parkwood Avenue, we are working closely with the City of Charlotte and residents in the Belmont, Villa Heights, and Plaza Midwood neighborhoods to make this street safer and more accessible for cyclists, pedestrians, and motorists. In addition to these highlights from our past 5 years, outreach and education have always been at the core of Sustain Charlotte's work. Each year, we reach thousands of local residents directly with our weekly sustainability newsletter and opportunities to make a difference. We have delivered over 100 innovative presentations and hands-on lessons at CMS schools, recreation centers, meetings of neighborhood and other civic organizations, universities, and businesses. Beyond our formal education programs, we also educate the public about sustainability at dozens of community events each year. And each month, we gather with new and familiar friends at our monthly mixers to share ideas and inspiration. Sustainability is a team effort, and none of our work would even be possible without the generous donations of time and money from so many different people and organizations. To date, 16 foundations have supported us with grants. 45 businesses, large and small, currently support us through our partnership program because they want to be part of the work we're doing to make Charlotte a better place to live. More than 200 people have supported us financially through our membership program, and more than 250 people have volunteered with us. Sustain Charlotte's mission is to inspire choices that lead to a healthier and more vibrant community for generations to come. And while our work is reported by dozens of media outlets each year, what matters most to us is that we are achieving this mission and making a positive difference in this community. You've seen how much we've accomplished in just our first 5 years. Now imagine what we could do in our next 5 with your support. Will you join us? Visit sustaincharlotte.org/membership to learn how.